Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Twisted Koi and the Sunday afternoon Koi Chat. I'm outside the front garden at the moment because it's absolute chaos and mayhem in the back garden. Oh, Liam's down. Liam's down for a good couple of weeks to help me get this project underway. And I had a message from the pickle this morning. A time you don't usually hear from the pickle. Are you awake? Yes, I'll be over in a minute. And the destruction and carnage has started. Absolutely. I mean, Simon's had a sneak peek, and it's looking bad. And it's like,
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, even though it was Bowen badly, I think. I don't think it would have popped. Not with the struggle that these two have had trying to get it taken apart. That's for sure.
No.
Well, I went to pick the hammer up, and I got told you're the fucking T-boy. So I'm not going to argue with that. But yeah,
even still, though, when you see your pond bowling like that, it makes your heart twitch, doesn't it?
Mate, honestly, I had a friend come round yesterday afternoon to help me put a tarpaulin up over the top between the two roofs. And once we got the tarpaulin up, I picked up a hammer and loosened the board. And he's like, "You shouldn't be doing that because your hand's swollen up." So I was like, "Okay, I'll do it tomorrow then. I'll do it later when you ain't here." And he went, "Fuck that!" And disappeared. Come back out of his car with a fucking crowbar. I spent the next fucking hour and a half breaking a load of wood off around the back, so just to give me a kickstart. And I was like, massive thanks there. He's actually in the comments, my man Pops Pod. He's going to be round later, and he's going to be taking all this insulation that I've got for him. So I've got a bit more for you as well, D. So yeah. Mark, I have got your text. Thank you very much. And yes, please, when you visit in the towers. How we doing, Dr. K? Gwen's in.
Have you got rid of all of them auction fish now then?
Yep, they've all gone. But I was only let down by one person. But I ended up moving a couple of the fish that they were supposed to have had on. So it evened out. I mean, I would have liked to have got a bit more than I did, but like I say, I think it's £470 in the kitty now to go towards a ton bag of ballast, ton bag of sand, a load of cement and stuff like that.
It looked like you could do with thinning long block out.
Mate, I honestly didn't realise how many fish I had in that tank. Genuinely didn't realise how many fish I had in that tank. But yeah, I was doing the pipe work for the shower. I was just pottering around, and of course I've got all the systems off, the air's off, the lot. I'm pottering around, and I look over and I'm like, nah, there fucking is. And I was like, fuck me. I called Susan down, and she went, "You need to thin them out." But like I said in the video, the skin quality and their condition and everything was still perfect. So the filtration must be working well. And I'm going to be adding 2 tiers of alpha grog to it as well. So it should be pretty bulletproof in there as far as the fish are concerned. And there is some cracking Shiros in there with a lot of potential. It goes without saying, those Ginrin Shisuis are going absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go and get someone to sit my ass down. Hey, Stubbsy!
There's some nice Shiros though, Rick, though, don't he?
Say again.
I say our Ricardo does some nice heroes.
Oh, mate, our Ricardo does some absolutely stunning fish. Absolutely stunning. I genuinely say he is the British version of Aoki when it comes to all the different varieties that he's putting together.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do with that Takano Sankey that he's had from Lee.
Oh, mate, what a fish that is. What a fish.
I mean, going by some of his other Go Sankey, what he's had in past, I mean, obviously that show what I had off him. The Benny and skin quality and Sumi on that were absolutely fantastic anyway. So if he's pairing that Takano Sankey with something else, then I dare say he's going to create something quite spectacular.
It might take him 1 or 2 seasons,
yeah,
to nail it in. But when he puts his mind to something, he does it one way or another. I mean, last year he got the Aragoki that he wanted in the Deutsche Chiba, but he turned around and he said, next year, if you go back through the videos, whether it be the lives or the videos that I put out, you actually find him saying, next year I'm going to create Ginrin Shisui. My God, has he fucking done it? You know, and we're not talking a single zipper of Ginrin scales. We're talking a double zip from the back of the head all the way to the bottom of the peduncle. Ginrin scales, along with Ginrin scales on the sides. They are going to make some stunning window fish. But yeah, knock that one out of the park. But we will get the snow tigers doing soon. I think I'll be doing that. Snow tigers, mate. Honestly, I've got one in the growing on tank that's come from the Asagi cross Achiever spawning. Yeah, and it's one of the Achievers that have got the nice grey across the top, and then across the bottom you've got brown, like you would get on an Asagi.
Yeah.
But I've got one in there that's got Shirosumi all the way down. Now, if you can picture that, but in red and white with the black, I think it will look stunning. How we doing, Violet? Your dad is out the back slinging a hammer and a shovel. I'm not out there at the moment because it's bloody noisy. Just getting terrorized by the rat. Hang on. What's your matter? Gremlin? Gremlin's your freaking rat dog. Isn't you? A rat dog. Yeah. How we doing, Marcus? How's the pond? Have the building work stopped yet? And have you stopped having to cover the pond? Well, to be honest, Gwen, after I had to have my last dog put down, I've always had stamps. I said I would never have a dog again. But 9 years ago now, must be 9 years ago now, my daughter broke up with her proper first time relationship. It hit her hard, and she was like, I want a puppy. But she was living at Nanny's, and Puppy stayed here, and within a week, Puppy turned into Dad's dog. So I ended up with this long-haired Chihuahua rat. She is the smartest dumb dog I have ever owned. Because she can do something really, really intelligent, and then 5 minutes later, do something completely fucking stupid. Don't you? But the big boys and girls are absolutely loving it out here. Let me spin the camera around for you. No, we don't want mirror on my camera. I want back-facing camera. Here we go. The big boys and girls. If I don't wreck the electric. Are doing absolutely awesome. Not skipped a beat. And the only problem I've had is the lid being blown off of the shower. And the fact that I've just squashed the bottom of my Red Bull can as well. But yeah, the Easy Pod's not running. I will take the pump out and get it moved completely, because how's the temperature in the pool? I honestly don't know, Chris. I'll get the temperature gun in a bit, but like I say, it hasn't phased them. Hasn't phased them whatsoever. And that's literally all that's running on is the 20,000 litre an hour pump, which is running at 25%. Yeah, so pump's only running at 25%. What would 25% on a 20,000 litre an hour pump be, Si?
What's what?
25%
Of
a 20,000 litre an hour.
5,000 litres.
Right, ain't that bad then. So that's what I'm running at the moment through the shower. And I had, at the start, I had the 10,000 litre an hour running through the Easy Pod at, I think it was 10%, and it turned the pool into a fucking whirlpool.
Mm.
The water was charging around there so fast, I thought, no, you can't leave it like that. Poor fuckers. They'll end up fucking skinny. But yeah, so we've got 5,000 litres an hour going through the two Tempests and then up over the shower. I think.
Well, they're happy enough anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
How's Big Betty coping in there?
Say again.
How's Betty coping in there? All right.
She mate, like at the koi show. Let me turn this camera around. I mean, just like they were at the show, you know, in the back. They just didn't look out of place. They haven't skipped a beat. They're busy. And I think a lot of that is because they've got water from the pump that they were in. The filters that were on there, the only thing that's not running on there is the bio bin, which is now at Dave's. So it's not like I've moved them and put them into fresh water with fresh filters. All I've done is pretty much move them on into a smaller body. And I think that's one of the reasons why they've been all right. I mean, I have insulated the whole of the outside of the pool with 4 inches of polystyrene all the way around. So that probably helps as well. And the fact that this is south facing in the front garden, so when we do have a tidy day, it does lift the temperature up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way they're behaving. I thought I'd be in for a load of sulky, stressy fish. But yeah.
Do you think you're going to get them back into a pond before winter, though?
I'm hoping so. All right, D. No worries. But yeah, I'm hoping to. I mean, Liam's down for 2 weeks. So I've got someone there to help me with the block laying.
Mm.
And yeah, it looks like I'm going to be doing the block laying with his help. So we're going to have some fun with that because you know what my brick and block laying's like. But it is getting better. It is getting better. The brickwork for the patio proves that. I've had a couple of people go in and fucking hell, your bricklaying's getting better, isn't it? I'm like, cheeky bastard. Fuck off. You know what I mean? But yeah, pond-wise, what have you been up to this week, Si?
To be quite honest with you, I've not been doing a great deal with pond. Obviously, I've got a show coming up next weekend, so I've basically just been leaving them alone and just been letting them get on with it. Just been making sure that water's, as good as it can be. Yeah, and just been getting food down on more than anything, and like I say, just been looking after water. But today's going to be the last day, and then they're coming fit till, today will be the last day.
Yeah.
So, but like I say, other than that, I've not really been doing much with it. I've just been looking after water.
So the show's next. So you're moving them next Friday.
Mm.
I thought you would have stopped feeding Friday.
Yeah. They say 5 to 7 days.
Can you read that, Simon?
What's that?
No. It's got better. It's got better than that. And if you don't know what Busy's on about, go back in my videos to when the Tosai tank was first built. It will make you chuckle. Afternoon, Dale. Your prize will be posted out this week coming, and same with the other gentleman. The gentleman whose name was pulled out for the fish has got until Monday to get in touch with me, and then I will be redrawing the main prize. Yeah, you can laugh. How long is what going to be, Check? It stood on, we can. Surprised you still got fluid in it. Yeah, I thought you would have stopped feeding around Friday.
Well, in leaflet we had out, they said minimum of 5 days. So it is what it is.
You just pushed it to as far as you could.
Yeah, I mean, come show, it'll be evident why I've only left it 5 days and not 7. So
Right. How we doing, Wiccan? Over the big pond? Yeah, I starved mine a full 7 days. But at the same time, I was feeding really heavy up to that. Let yourself try and get a bit of body on them before they ship out. So what temperature have you got them at now? Because you've been dropping the temperature, haven't you?
yeah, they're at 17 degrees at a minute.
That's not too bad.
No, well, all through September they've been at 18 degrees.
Yeah.
Well, they were at 24 from July all through since May really. They've been from May. They've been sat at 24 degrees right through to the beginning of September, and then right through September, they were from the beginning of September. Sorry, they were dropped down to 18 degrees. And then over this last week, they've been dropped down to 17 degrees, because obviously ambient temperatures are dropping quite a lot now.
Yeah.
And I think at 17 degrees, by the time they've been bagged, transported, got to vats and floated, I don't think the water temperature will be too far off of the temperature of the water what's in vats. So I think 17's a pretty good temperature to hold them at. And plus, I didn't want to drop my water temperature down too low anyway, because I'm not ready to winterize them yet.
Yeah, and that is the only problem with a show this time of the season, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a question for you there, Simon.
I usually drop them down to about 10 degrees.
Just so you can keep a consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, down to 10 degrees. But this year, I drop them down. I drop them at end of October usually. Start lowering them down to get them ready for winter. But this year, because I've had a few tosi quite later on in the season, I'm going to give them a bit longer and heat them for a bit longer, just to try and give the fish what have not been in there as long, what's not had a chance to grow as long, just that little bit longer on heat.
Got it. Yeah. So mine on the growing on tank literally just stays at between 28 and 30 degrees. Mind you, I went in there yesterday because I've put like a bypass in to run to the shower now. I went in there yesterday evening to get the last of the lagging on, and I was surprised how much warmth was coming off of those plastic pipes before I wrapped the insulation around them. So just in wrapping the pipes, I think I'm saved. I mean, it doesn't come on very often anyway, because the tank itself's got polystyrene inside it, and it's covered now with some polycarb as well. I have covered the shower now in 2 inches of polystyrene, but it's got a lid on it, but I haven't sealed it up completely yet because I've still got to get the alpha grog into the shower. Once the alpha grog's in, that whole unit will just get sealed, and that's how it will stay.
Yeah.
I'll seal it, paint it, forget about it, which is pretty much what's going to happen with the shower that will be running the main pond. Once I know it's running with no leaks whatsoever, the whole thing will be insulated, panelled off, and left and forgotten about.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have the drum before it, and I'm going to have the 2 tempests before it, and the skimmer. So the bottom drain's going to go into the drum, and then the pump, and then up over the shower into the bio chamber, and then gravity return back to the pond.
Yeah.
And then give me a minute, Carl, I'll bring you in a minute. And then the skimmer will go from the skimmer to the pump, up through the 2 tempests, over the shower, into the bio chamber, gravity return back.
Yeah.
So, like I say, once I know it's working and it's no leaking or anything like that, then I need to see it. Box it in, forget about it, because I know the mechanical filtration before it is good enough to keep it clean, because it's done it on the big one that was on it originally. Because when I stripped it down and looked through the media was absolutely beautiful, and there was no areas of build up of shit, which is one of the advantages of cutting the bottom out completely. How are we doing, Asterix? And Carl looks like he wants to join us this afternoon.
You're right,
how are we doing, Carl?
We're doing all right.
The autistic koi keeper. If you haven't checked his channel out, give him a subscribe, drop him a comment, tell him a twisted one sent you. I know it'll make him go cross-eyed.
You opened that present yet?
I haven't. I haven't. And I will do once I can get to it, because the kitchen and the house is now absolute carnage, as is the back garden. Hence why I'm out the front with the boys and girls and the rat.
I've just been messing about with these guys at the moment.
So messing about in what way? Sorting through them, thinning them out?
Well, they had the filter there leaking back. I cleared the lead out. Filters are still giving me still trying to sort that out.
Right, well, what problem you got?
I've got the media just dropping through the grid again. So until I get new media, it's going to be the same issue. So I think I'm looking at K2 or something like that, just so it's a larger media to drop through.
Yeah, it's dropping through where? Your return pipe?
No, the little grid, the grids that I put on that stop to let the shit go through, but let the keep the media in.
Yeah.
Because it's K plus, it's dropping through still.
Right, so your holes aren't big enough.
Well, the holes are too big.
So instead of changing your media, why don't you just change the grid to a smaller hole and save yourself fucking money? Because I know for a fact that K plus media is not cheap.
It's not cheap, no.
You know, and once it's mature, it's a bloody good biological filter. So my advice would be to strip all the media out, put a smaller mesh in, fill it back up and set it running.
That's what I did with mine.
I'll try and find something that's going to be smaller because I've been using guttering stuff.
Right.
Just get some stainless steel mesh.
Or failing that, go to, have you got a Hobbycraft near you?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Right. Go to the sewing department, and you remember when you was back at school and they used to do these little cross stitch things on plastic mesh?
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Right. That's not going to block up, no?
You've got two sizes of hole that you can get. Smaller and slightly bigger. Go for the slightly bigger one, you'll be absolutely fine. That's what I've got in the top and the bottom of my homemade Tempests.
I've got K plus in my bio chamber. My grids are 5mm stainless mesh.
Yeah. Well, that's the mesh I've got. And they're just dropping, the white stuff just drops through it. The black stuff's not so bad. But then the black stuff is just sinking.
Yeah. Yeah, so what I would do if you've got sinking in there, is it an active chamber, is it? Or is it a static chamber?
I've got one active chamber and one static chamber.
Right. Now, have you got anything else that you're pushing water through, like a veg filter or something?
Yeah, I've got that on the top, but that comes on afterwards. There we go. Come out the bottom. Through this first one, which is moving bed. Can you see that?
Right.
And then that one's static. But that had the sinking media in. I've taken that out and put the floating in.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't releasing the crap. So I've got to put a couple of drains on the bottom so I can actually clean it out properly.
Yeah.
Because these just aren't man enough for the job. And then we go.
What you need to get there is a 1.5-inch bulkhead fitting. Cockney Coy one it'd be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's just getting in the bottom.
Is I would swap your barrels round. I would go into your static one first and then into your active one.
All right.
And then out.
Okay.
Right? Because you want your active one behind the mechanical filter. And your mechanical filter is your static bed. Yeah.
All right.
So you go through your static first.
That one comes through and goes. That one comes through and goes up, and then it goes through and then drops down.
Yeah.
Through the static bed.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to swap them round. So your static bed is your first barrel, and then your active bed is your second barrel, and then you go from there. And the reason for that is your static will catch all your big bits of shit and stop it then going through to your active chamber where you don't want big bits of shit, because otherwise it just gets beaten up and turned into major fines. Yeah, so
Oh,
what's
right.
happening? What's happening at the moment is you're pumping into your active chamber, and all your big bits of shit are getting beaten up, are being turned into fines, and then go into the static chamber, and you'll probably find not all of them you've been caught, and they're going back into your pond.
All right. Oh, it's been clear up until I've swapped this media over. It had
Cool.
been crystal clear. So.
You'll probably find by doing that as well, you'll probably find that your moving bed chamber, your biological side on that will probably work a lot better as well, because without any crap inside it, there'll be a lot more oxygen available to your bacteria.
All right. Okay. Swap them over then.
Am I going to have to do a twisted coil SOS?
Yeah, it'll still be all right if it's going up through the media and the static beds. It'll still be like it'll be like a
Yeah,
tempest.
that's the idea. You want the shit to come up to hit the bottom of the static media, and that's where it will collect. Yeah, and then your water passes through the top, then goes to your next chamber.
So if I went and put the sinking media back in its first chamber.
Nope, don't put the sinking media back in either chamber.
No. All right.
Sinking media in either of those two barrels is not going to do you any favours, other than future problems. Yeah, you want floating media in both of them, and you want your static one first, and then your active one second.
Right.
Yeah.
Swap them over.
And then what you want to do is, if you get yourself a couple of, either get a 1.5-inch tank connector or an 1.5-inch bulkhead fitting, and a couple of slide valves for your bottom, so you can drain them to waste. But don't forget to put some grilling over that round bit of the tank connector, so your media don't come out.
Don't go through it. Yeah, that's what I've got. That's what I was trying to do with that grid, but you reckon that grid's going to be better? You probably have to get some of that smaller stuff. I can do that in a minute.
A nice one, Silver. Sorry, my man Silver Creek Wildlife from over in America. Mad as a box of frogs, that bloke is. But in a good way. In a good way. But yeah, I did post a link in the chat if anyone wants to come and join us. Anyone from overseas, greatly received. So other than filters, what else do you need advice on then, Carl?
Well, this is not running that as well as I wanted to. I've only got a trickle on it, but because it's cut there, it just keeps coming back. I don't know if you can see that. Sugar. There goes my steps. That's it. So what I get is I get that coming over, turning the wrong way. But it's working all right. It's just I can't turn it up anymore to get a better flow through it.
Why can't you turn it up? Are you going in the bottom of that container and then pushing it up and out?
Yeah, it goes down. It goes down. It comes out of the bottom there through a pipe, and then it goes up and through. So it goes up, it comes out the top, and it goes at the bottom. So it kind of goes.
I'm confused. Are you something?
Yeah, I can't really see what's happening with it.
Hang on.
You know, see. Let's have a look.
Right.
So show us where it goes into that first one.
Goes into the first one there. That pipe goes down and drops at the bottom of that trough. Then it goes up through at that height, and then it comes through, and then it comes up through that gravel, through this last one's gravel, and down through them little grids that I've made on top there.
Yeah.
And what size are the Is it? Are the outlet pipes? Are the outlets the same size as the inlets?
Well, it goes through. There's a bar in the middle here, like a spray bar, upside down that catches it. Catches some of the water that goes through the shower and puts it through to there. Yeah, I've had to turn a few of them. I've had to block a few of them up because to begin with, it was just coming out like Niagara Falls. It was, you know.
I'd be putting bigger outlet pipes on personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's not coping with flow, I'd be putting bigger outlet pipes on.
Hang on.
Just trickles over the top, but I was hoping it was going to be deeper here and have more of a flow going through it, but he never gets through it. And if I try and turn it up, try and turn the pump up anymore, it just comes back.
Yeah, it overspills on that first box.
It overfills on the first box and it overflows on the top of the backy shower. So I'm going to probably look about doing a new backy shower.
Yeah, but your pipes, what you've got your boxes joined with, you really want them a larger diameter.
We'll have to sort out coming down to see your car and helping you out.
Yeah, it'd be great. So the main pond's doing all right, but I can't. Can I turn? Is there any way of turning the camera around?
Gavin's asking here, what size of pipe is it you're needing to fit the strainer to?
Is that me? Is that a question for me?
Yes.
Strainer? What strainer? Oh, you mean the actual grids?
Yeah, for your bins. What sort of pipe are you using for your strainer to go on?
Well, you mean that
gridding stuff? Yeah. What size of pipe?
Oh, the pipe. So you got this is all 50 mil, which is basically 1.5 inches, give or take, and then it runs through and it comes out 1.5 inches on the other end. So it's all pretty much the same diameter, but I had to use 50 mil because it was even though the bottom dream was said it was in inches, it wasn't. It was metric. So
right. So you really, in effect, got 2-inch pipe work.
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much 1.5 to 2 inch. So that's 50 mil. It's all pretty much looks the same. So and then that's 1.5 inches that comes out, goes through EA 10,000. Finally, actually show you that's it. EA 10,000, which is at about 15% at the moment.
Right. And
then it goes all the way up 1.5 inches into the UV and then 1.5 inches up to the backy shower.
I think because you've got 50 mil going down to 1.5 inches, I think that is causing you some problems. So I'm coming back down the comments. Yeah, like Simon here says, you need more, either need more return pipes or possibly bigger pipe. So yeah, I was always taught that if you're feeding something on a pump bed with 1.5 inch pipe, you need 2 or 3 inch pipe as a return to be able to cope with what's being fed to it.
Oh,
that's right, isn't it, Simon?
Yep.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, and Deb, can you ask Liam to come out? Violet wants to see him. Just do that. Right, hang on. So I'm catching up with comments here. Carl, AK Koi, on my barrel filters, I have 2-inch return pipes with 8 mil holes drilled into them to allow the water to go through. But like you, my K1 media was going through, so I put an onion mesh on it. Yes, could do that. And are you subscribed to Asterix Board and Koi, Carl?
No, I don't think I have. I've never heard of that one.
Right. Well, if you after the live, you go and check out Asterix Board and Koi. Yeah. Go through,
Yeah.
and he's got a nice step by step there of how he did his barrel system, and you've also got Gaz from Gaz's Koi Pond has got one as well.
We've got a barrel system, yeah. I mean, for the first attempt of ever building my own pond, I think I've done not too bad a job. It's just the issues on the filtration.
Yeah, I mean, filtration, they always take a little bit of tinkering with, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everything needs fine tuning, especially when you're building it yourself. I know, I've been there and done it many a time. Oh, Gavin here is saying you can get little vent covers meant for fitting in cupboards that fit snugly over 50 mil pipe. So you know, like the round vents that they put in kitchen cupboards for ventilation for ovens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's saying they fit straight over the top of your 50 mil pipe. And Simon Shears is saying, I run all of my filtration units, they're individually run. So if I switch my main 30,000 main, still runs my shower. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing on my main pond. Everything's going to be feeding the shower and then the bio chamber.
Yeah, well, I think next year is upgrade that shower to actually use Euro crates. It's slightly bigger.
Haven, Kevin, how are we doing? Yes, scaffold netting is good. Is a good one as well. I've used that before. I tell you what, scaffold. You know the stuff they put over the scaffolding to stop you bashing into it. That works absolutely brilliant for lagging 1.5-inch pipes.
Oh right,
Absolutely perfect for it. But you just got to find scaffolding.
Just go around nicking padding off the scaffold.
Nicking off all the padding off the scaffolding.
There's two things we have a supply of: is scaffolding and roadworks. Right. Yeah, that's right.
Hey Ty, how we doing?
How you doing, Ty?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome in. What you been up to so far this week, Mush?
I'm working on that big stock tank pond. Sliced my knee open yesterday with a knife, cutting PVC. Well, I had to go get stitches last night.
Can't hear him.
Speak up, Ty.
Oh, jeez. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a bit better. Carl, turn your volume up.
I was saying I've been working on the stock tank, and then
Still can't hear him.
No? All right, let me try something.
It is very quiet.
Yeah.
I can hear him. Mind you, I'm outside. I've got water.
PB Wade's in. Afternoon, Steve.
Is that better?
Yep.
Oh, that's even better.
Okay.
So you've been working
My phone might die halfway through this, though. Heads up. I've been working on the stock tank, the go-on pond.
Carry on,
Carl, you can't hear me?
I can.
I can hear him. I can hear him now.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I've been working on the plumbing and stuff for that. And last night I was fiddling around with this piece of pipe that was already glued together. I was going to ream it out so I could reuse the fitting.
Yeah.
And I had a knife and I was cutting away at the flexible pipe and my hand slipped and I sliced my knee open.
You
So I had to go to the urgent care last night and get some sutures done. But we're all good. When I got home, I just got back to work.
Good. That's what we like to see. So, are you making your own filtration for the stock tank, or are you gonna put like a pre-bought in?
No, I'm going stupid caveman. I'm going cheap on this whole thing. Only thing I bought so far was the stock tank.
Tell you what, wheelie bends work really well.
Wheelie bends?
Wheelie bends, mate.
Yeah.
What's a wheelie bin?
So really,
What do you mean, what's a wheelie bin? It's a bin
the truck
with
on
wheels on it.
A trash can, garbage can.
There you go. You could have said rubbish bin. I would have known what you meant.
You know the ones you pull along, got a lid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Ricky uses down the farm.
One of these
So-
things.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, a wheelie bin.
That's a wheelie bin.
Because it's
Right,
a bin with wheels.
So 3/4 of the way down, you put a tank
Uh-huh.
connector in. Yeah.
Hey, you want to see what I've gotten done so far?
Yep. Go on then.
All right.
Put you on solo.
Oh, now I gotta figure out how to turn this around.
Right. Settings.
Oh boy.
Into settings. Then go to camera. Then you get drop down front or back. Get me
I
beard.
can't figure it out, so we're gonna do it this way.
Oh, that's even better.
All right. So there's my wheelie bin without any wheels on it.
Right. See? That's
And
a
that thing
dustbin,
is
that one.
filled to the brim with lava rocks.
Oh, even better.
Surface area.
Yeah.
And a slug. Get out of here.
No, we don't want them slugs around.
No. So that comes in through the back.
Yeah.
And I also put a drain at the very bottom of it. So if I ever need to, what did you call it? Like just drain it, all the water out.
Yeah.
You can. And then I got these two 50-gallon barrels as part of the filtration.
Yeah.
One's just a swirl filter, and I don't know what this is actually called when you do it this way. But it just forces the water down towards the bottom, so hopefully
Yeah.
stuff will sink down there. And then it's not really like a trickle tower or a vacuum shower. It's more just some filter floss with lava rock underneath it.
Yeah.
And this fire hose looking end that just spits water into there.
Yeah.
And then that'll all just go down into the pond.
Mate. I love it.
It's a cool setup.
Oh, that's what I've been doing.
That's redneck filtration there at its finest. Oh, what we're done. What we're done. Yeah, that's better. So when you going to have it up and running with water and fish?
With water, I'm hoping end of today. Got to get pump and everything set up on it, and then fish. I'll let it run for a while before I put any fish in it.
Yeah. Are you going to be heating it?
And by the time it's done running, it might be a little too cold out to be introducing fish.
Yeah, bud.
Hi.
Violet's been giving me grief in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah, so just say hi to Violet for me.
Hi, Violet.
Go
Better be good. Back break time for me.
on then. I hear they've called absolute carnage out there.
Yeah, Pickle's run off now. So
Yeah, those doesn't surprise me.
I go
Pickle usually does that. Comes in, creates carnage, and then fucks off and leaves me with the devastation. Oh my word! I think we'll have to have a look out there before I sign off. I'm dreading it. I really am, because I know what Pickle's like. He's a one-man fucking excavation team. I'm telling you.
At least it saved you a job.
Oh yeah, I mean, I went to do a couple of bits, and he's like, "Wait, you put it fucking down. You're the T-boy today." I'm not going to complain, but yeah, it's going to be chaos when I get out there. I know it is, but it's only just the beginning. Only just the beginning. Oh, I can't wait. I really can't wait. I was hoping that my man Matt from
The sooner you get it down, the sooner you can start building.
Mate, there is that, yeah. But it's also getting rid of all the shit that I can't bury in the hole that I've got to build.
Mm.
I mean, boys, you'll see on the video tonight of what my walls actually look like. And to be honest, even though it was bowing like a motherfucker, I really don't think it would have popped. But that line of deterioration, that was the one. And when I finally got in and I started pulling the liner about so I could find it, and when I found it, I was like, holy shit. And like I said to you earlier, Simon, literally that black covering that you see, which is basically your liner, was just peeling away. Like I say, that pond liner, that liner has been in about either 6 or 8 years. And it's supposed to be good for at least 15. Bullshit is what I say to that one. Because yeah, and that will be, other than the leaky slide valve that I had on the bottom drain, you know, that deterioration was where I was losing like 2 inches of water every day. So the ground is really, really soft and soggy. And knowing what Pickle's like as an excavator, I can just imagine what the back is looking like.
So in terms of before you start building your block work, what are you doing? Are you digging some footings to build onto, or you're not doing the full concrete base, are you?
No, I'm not doing a full concrete base. I'm gonna do what you say. I'm gonna get it down to the level that I want it before I put the sand in, and then I will dig a trench around the outside and I will turn that into part in the ground, part out of the ground footing. And I know because I'm going down another foot, I'm gonna be on virgin ground. Because it's never been dug down that deep before. So with that in mind, I do a trench around the outside of the virgin ground, put a nice footing in that is part in the ground, part out the ground. I think will be absolutely perfect. And then it will have a bed of sand put in, again, leveled completely flat all the way around. And then the polystyrene will go in, and then box rod liner will go on top. Which is coming from Howie Coy.
So when it's done, how many gallons are you anticipating it to be?
I honestly don't know, man. I honestly don't know. But whatever it turns out to be, I'm going to be happy with, because it's going to be 1,000 times better than what I've had up until this point. And I'm gonna go through my Google Photos and try and get a load of pictures to show the progress and changes of the back garden, because there is a load of bits there that have been built and taken down that I haven't got photographic evidence of, but it'll shock you. And the people that do come here, the first thing they say is, it looks bigger on camera. Isn't that right, Simon?
Yeah.
You know, and the next thing they say is you've made the most out of the space you've got. Simon, I use the quality line that came with a proper guarantee. Don't think it's going to be needed. No, exactly, mate. And I'm all for doing things on a budget and everything else, and I'm still recycling stuff for this build. So some stuff that I'm taking up and whatnot is being reused. So I'm still going to be doing it on a budget, but the one thing that I have now decided that I am not going to skimp on, and that is the liner, especially after what I've had with this one. If there's any advice I can give anyone, please, for fuck's sake, save up a little bit more and get a rubber liner. These woven liners, they're good if you're going to get a metal frame pull and then chop that in and use it that way as like a temporary thing. But as a permanent thing, I wouldn't never use one again. So, and like I said, I had 3 quotes, and one was for a 0.75mm rubber liner, the other was for a 1mm Firestone liner, and the other was a rubber box weld liner, and the 0.75mm come out around 500 something odd quid. But the Firestone liner was 690, and for a rubber box weld liner from Howie Lloyd was 450. Mate, in my eyes, that is going to be £450 saved and then well spent. And that's just personally, I mean,
What's the thickness on the box welds?
I'm not sure. But I've been to Howie Coy and I've seen his main pond, which is like 7 foot deep, and that is a box weld liner in that pond. You know, all the tanks that he's got, they're all box weld liners. You know, so I've got total faith after seeing his ponds and systems in the product that you can get. So in my and if I do ever decide to reline the growing on tank and get rid of that liner that's joint with folds and everything else, it will definitely be coming from that Howard Coy. How we doing, Scrag? Oh man. So yeah, one thing I will not be recycling and not getting cheap, and that will be the liner. As for everything else, fittings are going to be for waste pipe, not pressure pipe, etc., etc. Because I haven't got a lot of money, so it is going to take a little while. Question there. Yeah, well, I'll catch up on the video, Scrag. I did see a couple of community posts and shorts. You did look happy. You fucking grin on your face from ear to ear, boy. Gwen saying 100% agreed, Vince. My last line out, I saved up and bought rubber. So much better. Yes, definitely. And yeah, that is the only thing, like I say, I will not and will ever scrimp on again. And I did think about fiberglass in it, but at the same time, you know, there's a hell of a lot more than 450 quid to get your fiberglass that for tank store. So yeah, that's the one, Scrag. You did look fucking happy as a pig in shit, with a grin like the Cheshire Cat.
Who's that? Our Craig.
Our Craig, yeah, our Scragster. And Kevin is saying, Vince, question. I hope I'm not going to be starting my pond pumper. I'm going to be starting my pond build soon. 5 meters by 3.5 meters, 1.5 metre deep. If I'm putting a box rod liner in, would you put a concrete base in? Well, Kevin, I'm not putting a concrete base in. One, I cannot afford that much concrete. And two, I personally, after building ponds and stuff at the farm, do not think it is necessary. If the ground is compact enough with your aggregate and then your sand, and then a layer of polystyrene, box rod line on top, there shouldn't be any issue at all. That is exactly how I'm putting mine.
My first pond didn't have a concrete bottom, and that were up for 10 years. And only reason that were decommissioned is because one of the corners started collapsing. But that was just because it were a sleeper pond.
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. I mean, the only bit that's got concrete is my bottom drain. Bottom drain and the pipe that had concrete in and around it, just literally to hold it in place. And then the whole base in the bottom of the pond at the moment, it's a mixture of sharp sand and soil.
Mm.
You know, and it does contour on there now, and well, it did before they went in and took it out. Hopefully there's a bit where I can show you what I mean for tonight's video, but yeah, so in that fact, you know, I think sand bottom will be absolutely perfect. The only fun and games I'm gonna have is getting it completely level.
That's it. That's the only thing you've got to do with, because otherwise you end up with a bottom that's all ovulating and you end up with shit sat everywhere.
Yeah, so I've got to get that level exactly level before I even think about putting the polystyrene down, because I've taken ponds down at the farm that have been encased in polystyrene, even on the bases, and you know, there's no change in the thickness of the polystyrene once they've been emptied. They've had, you know, 1,000 gallons of water on top of them for Christ knows how long, and there's no change. So yeah, not worried with that one at all. Hey Dino's in. Can't roll up 5 cars. There are unlike rubber liners. Yeah, there is that, Simon. There is that as well. But you've also then got a concrete structure. You've got fucking breakdown filling the hole. Problem is, if I ever had to take down my back garden, I would have to buy in a load of rubber and topsoil, because the majority of the soil that came out of the back garden is now my front garden. That's why I've got so many different levels in the front garden, because I couldn't afford to skip when I was building the original pond. So it was a wheelbarrow through the house, dump it in the front garden. And this front garden's had so many different facelifts. It's been crazy. I'm only putting inch polystyrene on there, Kevin. Not a lot. I mean, if I was really wanting to insulate it, then I'd put 4 inches in, but inch or 2 inch polystyrene should be absolutely fine. If everything else is square and solid as it should be. You know.
How much in ground is it going?
Well, I'm going from the bottom of the windowsill on long block to 5 foot.
So be about maybe a couple of feet in ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even a couple of feet in ground, you're not going to lose that much heat anyway.
No, definitely not. Matt will be on soon. He's with a customer. Well, you'll have to hurry up because I've got to go and get some work done in a minute.
Yeah, I've got to get going.
I love chatting with you lot, and I normally would continue chatting along. I'm going to finish my cup of tea and my smoke first, though. But yeah, I'm dreading going through there. I think before I sign up, we'll go through and have a look at the carnage. Make a big apology to Matt from Aaron from Humber Coy, because I forgot to do a video for him that he asked for, but I've been so fucking busy this week. It's been unreal. Yeah, hit the like, guys. It does help the channel. Gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling all inside. Simon. He does make me chuckle, though, sometimes, does us. But yeah, the way things are going out there, I think. Can't hear you, Ty. You've gone again.
Now.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I just had you got me thinking about this, Vince. I feel like there's two schools of thought with bottom drains in the floors on ponds.
Yeah.
Which is either you go completely flat or you have a gradual slope that goes down towards the bottom drain.
Yep.
And I'm just curious. I ended up doing a slope to mine, but when I think about it now, I think I would go completely flat. And I'm just curious if you have any insights about all that.
Well, I was having this conversation with Simon the other week, wasn't I, Simon?
Yeah.
Because Simon
I think sometimes it depends on the size of the base of your pond as well. Sometimes, and how many drains you've got.
Well, you look at the old Munger pond that we took down. That pond was huge, and that had a sidewall drain. Didn't have a bottom drain. It was completely flat bottomed, and yes, there was algae mold and stuff on the bottom, but there wasn't a lot of shit, which made me start thinking. But then when we built the new Munger tunnel and put the new ponds in, and not only Rick's two ponds, but our pond as well, have got completely flat bottoms. Right now, the 4-inch drain pipe, upflow pipe that we've got there for my pond, that's in the corner. Now Rick's isn't in the corner. They're about 2 foot in from the back wall and about 10 inches away from the side wall. And when you look into those ponds, those bottoms are completely clear. So
only thing I'd say about those ponds is that they've got a lot of fish in them what stir the bottom up, haven't they?
Yeah. But at the same time, the fish that I'm keeping will be enough to move any shit off the floor to the bottom drain, which will be in the center. I did think about putting it right down near down near the long block wall and putting a slight slope on it. But no, I've decided not only that, where mine at the moment, it does that. You think in doing that, how much extra I gain if I was keeping it at the same depth? The extra I would gain just by flattening it off. You know, it's just a positive the way I look at it. Can you see what I mean? Yeah. And my ponds always have a mixture of sizes of fish, and I feed a mixture of floating and sinking food. The reason for the sinking food, and I feed them 2 mil sinking food, scatter that in, and they root through the bottom of the pond, which then lifts any shit up, which then gets pulled to the bottom drain. There are ways of getting the fish to actually aid you in moving shit. Can you see what I mean? like Rick in the Mungo Tunnel at the
You got to
moment.
put him to work.
Rick's feeding a mixture of, I think it's Saki Sinking, Saki Colour, and Saki Growth. But he's got a sinking in there as well for those that aren't the ones that like to charge up and meet the food. They like to go to the bottom first, like carp normally does. Can you see what I mean? And that's another reason why I feed both floating and sinking, because I've got a couple of fish that actually prefer to hoover up the bottom than come up to the surface and take off the top. Can you see what I mean? And
I think I'm going to try a mixture of floating and sinking next season, just for my own curiosity to see if it makes any difference to if it changes how the bodies develop. You know, because obviously they are naturally a bottom feeding fish, and it just makes me think that if they can feed much better, you know, off the bottom, then surely they're going to be able to hoover more food up and potentially put more body on.
Well, I'll be honest, on all three of my tanks outside, I can have a handful of 2 mil sinking and have a handful of my vitality mix. I'll hoy that in, and literally they will all go for the sinking food before they even think about going up the top. Every time.
Huh. I have some fish that'll only go for the sinking food if it's mixed in with everything.
Yeah, I put a handful of floating in on its own to come up, but if I put that sinking in with that floating food at the same time, the floating food will always be taken after the sinking food's been hoovered up.
One thing I don't want to do though is feed sinking only, because I don't want to discourage them from coming up.
No, exactly that. So yeah, I do recommend mixing a bit of sinking food in with them, especially if you're in like a growing on tank or something that's quite a small body of water. Because once they start getting a bit of size on them, the last thing you want is them all fucking beating the shit out of each other just to get to the food. You end up with split fins, the odd scale move. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. So well, that's one of the reasons why I changed my feeder, because my old feeder, it was one of them what just dropped it in one place, and they all just used to fucking charge straight for food, and then you know, like you say, you just end up with a load of damaged fins and scales flipped off, and it was just no good.
I mean, it's. Like I say, I've learned a lot of instinctual stuff now from Rick, in the form of like when he's on his feeding run and he'll go to a pond, and just on the way the fish are acting under the feeder will tell him if he needs to net it up and thin them out. And you know, and he will instinctively see certain things on fish, like the odd tiny little split fin, and a lot of that is because they're charging up to the feeder, and you know, and he will instinctually know, right, we've got to do this one today, purely because of the way the fish act, and it is because the clockwork feeders that they use literally just drop straight into the pond, so they know exactly where it's going to be. I mean, we've got a clockwork feeder on my pond in the Mungo Tunnel, and they're getting fed the same food that Ricky's feeding. And literally every time I go in the tunnel to look in the pond, you'll find 95% of the fish just sat underneath that feeder.
Yeah.
You know, literally, and they don't go around the tank until you turn up and spook them, and then they'll fuck off around the tank.
Yeah, it's no good for growth development, really, either, is it?
The clockwork ones are, because
no, I mean, what I mean is if they just sat in one place all day, if they just sat in the feeder.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if they're not moving about, if they're not swimming about, it's not really no good, is it?
No, because they're just going to end up putting it on that way instead of that way, and then it ends up, and it's a lot same again with fry, sort of like 2 to 3 weeks old. You know, you've got to give them that. They've got to have that live food. They've got to have that daphnia and stuff, and the brine shrimp. Because if not, you put them straight onto the crumb. Yes, they will take it. Yes, they will grow, but you'll find you'll get more deformities because of the lack of the live food than you will anything else. And also fouls the water a lot quicker, which then, can you see what I mean? So I've had a chat with quite a few people that are in the ground show with the difference, and a lot of them said it's been a lot of work. I've enjoyed it, but you know, if you're not on top of it, you start noticing curled gills and stuff like this, and a lot of that is environment, feeding, you know, and the amount of people that said it has truly opened my eyes to the amount of work that goes into just trying to get 200 fish at this size through to a 15 centimeter plus. And you'll find there's a big difference right across the board, because every system is different. Every system's temperature is different. Different areas in the country, different water makeup, that all adds to it as well. Then you've also got different parts of the country have different temperatures and different weather. Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Tina Williams up in Wales, you know, she's had fucking freeze hardly any summer at all, freezing cold and pissing down with rain all the time. So when the weather's like that, the temperatures are low, they're not going to want to eat, so they're not going to grow and develop. Can you see what I mean? But at the same time, all the different filtrations that are being used and different temperatures that people have been keeping them out and they've had to keep them out, it's also all information for Rick as well.
Yeah.
Because in certain temperatures of water, they'll do this, but in certain water makeups, they might, the swimming might be better. You know, it's like we've noticed down the farm this year with the aragokis. Everything that was kept in the polytunnels just that little bit longer formed the aragoki scales. Same fish from the same spawnings put out to the ponds, because they had to put them out early because they had the trouble with the fine shrimp, if you remember. Every single one of them, they're beautiful Deutsch fish, but every single one was like a leather carp. Not a single aragoki scale on it. And that is purely down to temperature and environment. Food. They went out to a pond, even though it was full of daphnia and stuff like that, because the temperature wasn't right. But they had no choice but to move them out there, otherwise they would have lost more than what they did, you know. And because of that temperature and environment and everything else, changes how the fish grows. So Matt's going to join us for the last 10 minutes. Better late than never, I say.
I'm sorry, guys. Really am.
How are we doing, bud?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, there as well.
So for those out there that don't know, this reprobate that's just joined us is Matt Howe from Howie Koi. This is the gentleman that is not only supplying my Boxwell liner, but he's also going to be supplying the piece of glass for Susan's window that she wants in the pond now.
Don't do it, Susan. You'll be forever cleaning it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that wall's quite shaded, so it's a good possibility.
But yeah, you don't get a lot of sun on that back, do you?
No. In the height of summer, when it gets really hot, there is a temperature difference of about 10 degrees between the front and the back. It's mental. So, Matt, did you sell some fish?
Yeah, some more than Midigoi went.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we were talking about liners, mate.
How's that build going? How's your hand, by the way?
It's not too bad. It's started going down now. But yeah, from Thursday through to sort of like Saturday morning, yeah, it was absolute fucking agony. It came up like a balloon. Missing my injection. I'm expecting it to happen quite regularly now until I get the injection sorted out, which isn't going to be till at least after the 3rd, which is when I have my blood test done. But they kept fucking changing the appointment and everything else. But hey, that's the NHS for you. So you got my drum cleaned up and back together yet?
I've literally stripped it all down. I bought new nuts, washers, everything all being totally done rather than just about. So it will look almost brand new when you get back.
Oh, I can't wait for you to come and fit it.
Yeah, that was something new as well.
What?
Me coming to fit it.
Yeah, you're fitting it. You're the fucking filtro specialist.
Stop saying that.
You specialise in filtro drums.
Yeah.
You strip them, rebuild them, refurbish them.
When do you reckon you'll be ready?
In a week or two.
Really?
A couple of weeks we'll have the frame on that up so it can be sat in place ready for when I can get the liner.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping couple of weeks. See if I can tap off the old lady. She loves me, she does. But she knows that any money that I do make from YouTube, I will give straight to her because I've been using it for the pond, which is ultimately good for the channel. So yeah, it's still getting used for the channel in that respect. So, but God bless her, she paid for the tickets and that for me to take Susan for the Lion King. Give her back on the 24th when I got my YouTube money. But yeah, oh what a night! I gotta say, I was really skeptical on going to the theatre, but mate, I had a fucking awesome night. It was fucking brilliant, and I'd recommend anyone to go because it was brilliant. Never been like something like that before, and yeah, I was really, really impressed. The only thing I wasn't impressed with was the fucking stairs to get to our seats. Jesus Christ. My fucking legs were like jelly and my lower back was kicking the shit out of me before I even fucking sat down.
So,
but yeah, absolutely fucking awesome night. Awesome night.
Your guest that you got on now, tell me the story about who are you?
Yeah.
What you got?
What do you mean what we got?
Not you, your guests.
My guests?
Yeah.
Well, we got Simon from up North Coy. There.
Yeah.
And next to him is Ty from America.
Oh, hi Kai, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Whereabouts in America are you from?
I live in Utah, so I'm in the West.
Ah.
And then next to you, you've got Carl, the autistic koi keeper.
Hi,
I am up. Well, I'm down in Bournemouth, so I'll probably come and see you soon.
Are you to Bournemouth?
Yeah, I'm in Bournemouth. Yeah, I've never been up to yours.
Mate, I guarantee you go to his, you won't be walking out without a fish. That's for dang sure.
But funny thing is, yes, on my Facebook page, everybody always comments about we went to buy one fish and walked out with 3 fish or whatever. And somebody walked out yesterday with they came to buy a fish and they actually bought a dog. So they love Nala, our little cocker, the red one.
Yeah.
And this is what I want. This is what I want. And they said, we're going to breed from her next year. We want one. We have one. Definitely.
Oh, awesome.
Uh,
Absolutely awesome.
buy a fish and come away with a dog.
Well, yeah, that'll be one at the top for sure.
Weird.
And are we doing an auction Tuesday night? Did you say
Yeah, Tuesday night.
Tuesday night?
An auction with a difference.
Yep.
It has a buy it now price, so we won't be asking more than what we want for it. It's literally, I need to clear out some of my sheds ready for my trip way to Japan. Need to get rid of some of the fish. So what I'm happy to sell them for, I will put down at the buy it now price and start away at £1 increments. So yeah, it should be pretty good. It was
man. Is that on YouTube? Is that going to be on YouTube?
No, it's only on WhatsApp, but we are making arrangements for one of the biggest YouTubers in the country. Not on this one, but we are going to do one, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. More about that in a video once we've sat down and had a proper chat.
Yeah.
So actually, I could do with chatting with you, Matt. Actually, can you get replacement drum seals for filtros?
Yeah, I got them here.
He can get it. He's a filtro specialist.
Yeah, I could.
The drum seal on the motor or the drum seal on the drum 2 casing. You know, the big.
Yeah, the one what seals the drum, the dirty side from the clean side.
Yeah, I haven't got one here, but I can get one out to you within literally next day delivery.
Yeah, could do with one. Are they expensive?
No.
Mm.
Sweet.
Beauty of Phil True, nothing's expensive.
Mm.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hey, mate.
All right, just Christine joined.
Oh, yeah. Christine's in from America as well. Hey, I've seen your ponds, mate, and those filtro drums do a fucking stunning job.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and what I always explain to my customers is that, yes, it's basic. Yes, it's on the cheaper end or the low end of the pricing scale. But the bit that makes it work is the actual mesh, the micron mesh going around. So however the actual drum turns around, it does exactly the same job as any other one.
Yeah.
We got an 85,000 litre pond down there that, apart from the leaves that have gone in there today, is crystal clear.
Yeah. And that one's 7 foot deep.
8 feet.
8 feet. Fucking see, I was wrong. It's deeper by a foot. No, I'm only going down 5 foot. What possessed you to take it to 8 feet?
Because when we were leveling it all up, putting in to pour the concrete, one corner was slightly too high. It was about 3 inches, so we had to scrape it off. We were on a totally flat chalk bed, and it would have been ideal not straight on top, but with screed to go on. And the back corner was higher, so we scraped off. As soon as we scraped off, the chalk disappeared and went into real soft soil. So we had to keep digging to find the chalk again. So when we actually uncovered it, you could see all the lines of chalk through the side of the wall, and it was basically a false chalk line where they dug out the garage and moved all the soil down onto the bank. So yeah, but I would highly recommend to anybody that you do not go any deeper than 5 feet. It's insane. I sold one of the fish from it this week, and I was dreading catching it, thinking that it was not going to be possible. It's 6 meters long. But you've seen it.
It's huge.
Trying to catch a fish in there is just ridiculous. So he asked me to catch it on the Thursday, give me until the weekend, and just by chance he was in the corner of the pond when I dropped the net down and swam into the net. And I'd done it in 2 minutes. And it was like, sweet.
Lucky bastard.
Matt, when you said the one corner was a little bit higher, what I thought you were going to say was, so you dug that one down, and then the other corner was a little too high, so you dug that one down, and then the other corner.
Yeah, no, it was
That's
just
how you got to 8 feet.
no, it was literally just the fact the chalk disappeared, and then I went into soft, loomy soil.
Mm.
Sweet. Right. Let's go and have a look at the chaos before I close up. Oh God, the rat's up again. Shut up. Holy shit.
Holy shit balls.
Holy. I'm not getting you yet. I'll
Get me in it because I beat you.
holy shit. Oh my word.
What? You got a hot? Look at your saucepans. You can have them there.
Yeah, so I pulled all the sauce out and then I had a big crater in it.
Yeah, watch me stand. Look, we're not falling down it.
Trying to turn the camera around. Wait a minute. Right, that one.
Can you make it bigger for us, Vince?
So that's where the old pond wall was, and they've already started chunking out this bit, and that's how much I'm coming out to square it off. But as you can see, the walls is industrial walls, which is sheet steel, insulation, sheet steel on the other side, and then wooden framework round it. Had fun taking that out, didn't you, boy?
Very hard to take apart as well, yes.
Well put together.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of soil.
Oh my word. That one doesn't need to be that high. It's got to be level. It's got to go
I'm
drag
just
that way.
breaking it up. See if you do what you want to do with it after you cheeky get. See, you trying out. This is what you get. That's why we leave you
Look.
to it.
Utter carnage, look.
That's it. Down in tools.
Right.
You thought I made a mess when I built my pond.
The plan is I'm going to use the decking for my shuttering for my concrete. See, method in my madness. But yeah, so this is one of the sections of wall, and I'm fucking thick. So you got that. I've gone. There we go. Picked up the signal again. So yeah. Yep, you certainly can, mate. Gwen says to tell Susan to wrap that rake round my neck.
Oh!
I'll get you on camera.
We've all done that as well.
I'll get you on camera. Fucking bitch.
Ooh,
Well, fucking Jesus. Anyway, guys and girls.
lads and lasses.
Right, let me exit that one. Told you it's anarchy here at the moment.
Oh, yeah, my wife's not open again.
Camera. Honestly.
Right. Camera. Action.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
We're gonna have fun there.
Help!
Vince, have you been on YouTube whilst everybody else been working?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
mate. I was told I was told I had to do nothing because my hand.
Oh yeah, people will be back in about half an hour now. And that'll be all gone by then.
Yeah, Pickle will be here in about half hour, and then that's it. Fucking Texas tornado, that one is. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolute chaos, and it is begun, or it has begun big time. I mean, I almost shit a brick when I got a message from Pickle this morning at 10 o'clock. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, he realised about 3 o'clock this morning that he said he was going to help me tear this lot down. So he sent a message to his missus, can you make sure I'm up before 10 o'clock, please? What do you mean, what's wrong with the other end? Mate, if someone tells me you're just making the cups of tea, fuck, don't have to tell me again twice, that's for sure. No, I have been moving, stacking the stuff outside, because if I didn't, it would have been blowing into the car park with Pickle. He's like a fucking Texas tornado. Definitely be a big improvement, Vince, and be a lot bigger, maybe. No, I don't think Betty will get to 90 cm. I think she'll top out at around 78, 80 cm. She's around 74 now. But yeah, I think she'll top out at around very high 70s or 80. I definitely don't think she'll go to the 90 cm. But I will get a fish to 90 cm, and it will be a fish from New Forest. Don't know when, but it will happen. That's for sure. But anyway, guys and girls, I've got to go out and try and put some organisation into the chaos that is my back garden. I would like to say a big thank you to Simon from up North Koi Pond. If you're not subscribed to Simon, get across, give him a subscribe. Next to Simon, we've got Ty over in America. His channel is the Koi Pit. Go and give him a subscribe as well. My man Matt Howe down below me, he's not on YouTube, though he does have a Facebook and he has a website as well. Anything he's not on the website that you think he might have, get in touch with him, give him a call. He also does a really good deal on box weld liners. He's also a filtration specialist as well. Here we go. And not forgetting our man Carl down there in the corner, the autistic koi keeper. Go and give him a subscribe. Drop him a comment. Tell him the Twisted One saying, yeah, it will tickle him pink. As always, boys and girls, we will be back same time, same place next weekend. I've been Twisted Koi. You out there, you know you're great. And we will see you tonight on today's video. Laters.